What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Miguel and you're watching Miguel EDC, the channel where we go over everything EDC gear. Here today we're checking out this beautiful crazy piece of art right here, yet very functional knife. This here is the Ronin from EMP EDC. You guys are in for a treat because this is a crazy, wild, awesome knife, and I've had the pleasure to EDC this thing for the last about week or so. I'm just about getting ready to send it back because it is part of Lefty EDC's knife pass around, which I'm truly grateful for Lefty EDC for allowing me the opportunity to review this knife. So check out his channel if you haven't already. Lefty EDC, aka Kevin. It's an awesome dude, and if you're lefty, I mean, come on, check out his channel. He shares content from a lefty perspective. So that being said, let's get into this knife here. So I've again had a chance to EDC it for a little bit. I wish that I had a little bit longer to check out this knife because it's just been a delight to check out this thing. So let's get into it here. Keep in mind there are affiliate links down below if you want to check out any knife in this video. Those links will help out the channel at no extra cost to you. I'm not affiliated with EMP EDC, but depending on where in the future you're seeing this video, either way, I'm gonna have all the knives linked down below for you. All right, let's start things off here with a quick measurement on this bad boy. Total length, we have about 7.7 inches total overall length. The blade length is going to be around 3.35. That's the cutting edge. The blade is going to be 3.5. And yes, as far as the handle alone, we have a total of 4.3 inches. 4.3 inches right there on the handle. Those are your quick measurements. Let's do some size comparisons on this bad boy. And look what we have here. We have the EMP EDC as well. This one is the Nymble V2, Nymble X V2. And I just recently did a review on this guy, so if you haven't checked that out so far, you can check out that video next after this one. Take a look right there side by side. They are pretty much spot on, very, very comparable from one end to the other. Very similar design here towards the back. Very EMP EDC style. And let's toss in this bad boy right here, which I'm also EDCing as well, and that is the Divo knives and Urban EDC Barley. It is a titanium slip joint. I'm also also another treat to EDC right there as well. So let's go ahead and do the usuals as always. Here's the PM2 right there at the top, the Para 3 down here. Okay, so it's gonna be bigger than the Para 3, but shorter than the PM2. Okay, check out the Demko Brothers clip point, AD 20.5, about the same size, maybe a hair bigger than the clip point, AD 20.5. The sheep's foot is gonna be definitely a little smaller, right, because the blade is smaller, but you guys take a look there, right, should give you a good ballpark. And last but not least, we got the Rat Model Uno, right, Rat Model 1 and the Rat Model 2. All right, so somewhere in between, the Rat Model 1 is definitely a large knife, Rat Model 2 is a small knife, and this one is just somewhere in the middle. So what do we have going on as far as materials on this guy? Well, first of all, check out this blade. We'll start with the blade first. We got L-Max, guys, L-Max steel going on this blade. And if that wasn't enough, check out the finish on this thing. So first of all, we have a hollow bell satin finish going on here horizontally. Vertically here, we have a flat grind. You can almost, do some scraping with this thing. It is a Tanto shape style blade. All right, check out the swedge going on right here at the top as well. I mean, anywhere the light hits this blade, you are going to get all kinds of sexy angles, right? That is the awesome thing about this blade. You got hollow grind, swedge, flat grind, and this thing has been very, very sharp throughout the whole use, everything that I've done with it, which is awesome. That being said, let's see what else we have here as far as, we have a opening going on, right? That very pill shape opening that is a signature of EMP EDC with somewhat of a fuller going on either side, right? Very unique there to their blades. And check out the jimping, right? They don't skimp on the jimping. They give you plenty of jimping regardless of the knife, which is great. You can thumb down here or maybe get a better grip, right? You can forward choke on this guy. There is a finger choil, so more to come on that. As far as the handles, as we work our way back, check out these titanium scales. I mean, this is just what the doctor recommended right here. Awesome fluted or milled scales going on, which is, I mean, I'm a sucker for this. This is just the style of scales that I like. I love. They feel really good in the hand. Have super high quality going on here. So Bestech is the OEM for this knife, and you guys already know Bestech is doing amazing things. Their knives they've just been stepping up the game more and more over the years, and so it shows right here. The pocket clip, which is deep carry, and we're going to get more into that later, even has the matching, it is titanium, even has the matching pattern going on there as well. The stress release here for the lock bar is done a little bit different than it is on the Nymble V2 with those 3 cuts, if you will, instead of one whole big one. More to come on that. And then you got a nice back spacer going on here. We have a standoff tube style lanyard solution going on in the back. Right, all of this is exposed. From what I understand, this one has an internal stop pin, right? And that's, you can see right here, perhaps. Right there, okay? And yeah, we got 3 deployment options going on with this bad boy. So of course, the first one kind of looks like a cockatoo right there. That is a front flipper, and boom, it fires really, really good. At first, I was struggling with this thing during the unboxing, and that is because I'm a total noob to front flippers, but not no more, baby, not no more. I got the front flipper dialed in, and I gotta tell you, this thing fires like crazy. This thing is a fidget machine, I'll tell you that. Fidget machine going on here. You could do it with your thumb, you could do it with your index finger right there. I mean, there's just all kinds of things going on. Could you do it knife style? Probably, right? Just make sure you get a good grip on it, put a little bit of leverage. I've done it before. I just, you know, obviously on camera. There it is, bam. All right, you could do it like that as well. Boom. All right, we also have the thumb deployment. This one's a little bit tricky because you don't have as much room as you do on the Nymble V2, right, to access the thumb opening. So you sort of have to sink your thumb a little bit and then fire it that way. It's not a big deal once you actually have it figured out, but you could fail it from time to time, as you just saw me demonstrate there a second ago, or there, or there, or there. What in the world's going on? Okay, Miguel, get it together. There it is. And then the flipper, you know, the reverse flick, that's probably my second favorite aside from the front flip. Pretty reliable. You can do that, no problem, right? Squeeze your middle finger right there, no pun intended, and then boom, get the action going on, boom. Pretty aligned right there, as you can see. I mean, the quality check throughout this guy is amazing. We're definitely gonna be talking about that. So let's do a quick carry profile on this guy, and so let's put it against the brother here, the Nymble V2, and it's going to be a little bit bigger here on the Nymble, right? A little bit thicker boy. Next to the Para 3, all right, the Ronin is going to be a little bit thicker, it looks like. Next to the Demko AD 20.5 on the Gravity scales, a little bit skinnier for sure, the Demko, as you can see there. The Rat Model 1 might be a little bit thicker than the Ronin. And of course, for giggles, here is the Divo knives and Urban EDC Barley, right? Of course, this is a slip joint, so it's going to be very, very slim. No doubt about that. And there you see how it compares next to the Ronin. Ronin. All right, quick length and height against, you know, the brother here. Boom, obviously the Nymble V2 is going to be just about the same length, but, you know, height is going to be more. Definitely also, I mean, this has a very slender, you know, sort of the same footprint of the Rat Model 2, if anything. So very rectangular, slim profile, and about the same length as the Nymble V2. Of course, a PM2 and Para 3. Of course, Spidey knives are going to be, you know, taller there because of the Spidey hole. And the Demko brothers, these are going to be taller too because of how much the blade sticks out. Something they did with this one, and that is they tucked the blade in a little bit. Kind of would have been nice to have a little bit more access to that hole, pill shape hole, but we'll talk about that in a second. Same pill shape going on here on the Demkos, by the way, so that's interesting. Yeah, those are functional, and I'm glad. I mean, I'm a sucker for knives that have blade openings, I'll tell you that. So last but not least, Rat Model 1 and 2. Bada bing, bada boom, right? You get the idea. Both of these are slim, but, you know, the Rat Model 2 is going to compare probably the best. So action is amazing, right? We know, again, Bestech did a really, really good job here. The quality is off the charts with this thing, and it's a very unique looking knife. Very, very unique looking knife. Me personally, I wonder what the version of this guy will look like if instead of looking like a Tanto, it was reversed and it looked like a Warncliffe or something like that. That would be interesting. And I know they have that on their new OTF right now, which is their newest product, I believe. So I'll be dying to check that one out because it is the opposite of the blade. So it looks something like this, where, you know, the actual edges on this side, it's it's pretty neat. So if you haven't checked out the, I believe it's a Pulse OTF from EMP EDC, that's an awesome OTF knife right there with, again, similar blade, except it's flipped, right? It's the opposite. So it's somewhat of a Warncliffe sheep's foot as compared to this Tanto, or call it a reverse Tanto, right, if you will. That being said, yeah, we know the qualities here. The QC is awesome. So I see some milling going on this side, right? Some milling going on there. So it is milled throughout for weight reduction. Let's check the weight on this bad boy since we're here. It feels really light. There's no doubt about that. It is not too light, not too heavy. I mean, I feel like it's going to be a good solid weight right there. That's 3.6 ounces. That's not too bad. For reference, again, the Nymble V2 was 4.5, something as light as the Barley. That's going to come in at 2.4. That's a very slim slip joint. But yeah, this thing, perfectly at 3.6. Right, I dig that 100%. Right, good weight ratio going on. Hardware check on this bad boy. My tools, as always, are very highly recommendable. They're linked down below if you want to check them out. Those links do help out the channel at no extra cost to you. I pulled out a T6, but no, they're not messing around with no T6. EMP is doing the big hardware. They're doing the big boy stuff, okay? Let's see, T8, yes sir. T8 on the body screws, pocket clip, yes baby, give me more T8s. That's what I'm talking about. T8s everywhere, you guys, which is awesome, right? That's what we love to see. None of that T6 nonsense, if you can help it, right? And especially for a knife at this price point, right? We love to see some T8s, if not bigger hardware. But they call this a compound Tanto, right? Compound because any blade that has two different grinds, right? This one has a hollow and a flat grind. That is a compound blade. Again, LMAX steel going on this guy. I believe maybe for a little bit they might have been doing some Dama steel at some point, but yeah, this one is LMAX. Extremely fidgety knife without a shadow of a doubt. Blade stock thickness here is going to be 0.15, and it is the same as the one on the Nymble V2, 0.15. Okay. As far as the handle though, it'll be kind of hard or challenging to measure the handle because of the design in the handle. But look at that, half an inch right there, half an inch on the handle. It looks like 0.50. And it feels pretty good. So let's talk ergonomics on this thing, right? Ergonomically speaking, all right, it feels really good. You got this. It becomes a little bit thicker here towards the end. I kind of would have liked the design to continue maybe a little bit more straight, but I'll tell you that does help when you're gripping and bearing down, tighten your fist as hard as possible, bearing down on the knife. You do have a forward choke area, which is nice, and it's nice to have one. I'm always going to be a sucker for a forward choke position on a knife if I can help it. That is my thing. I kind of wish it was a little bit bigger, but I understand this is a very slim design or very slim blade that we're dealing with here already. So you can only make the finger choil so big. You are coming a little bit close to the edge there. But I feel like as long as you are very cautious, most of the pressure is going to be here on this side. So you're going to be good. Again, that jimping is all the way through. So you could, run your thumb even way up here and you still have a good amount of jimping to do. You have two tips on this thing, right? You have a very pokey, right? Stabby, pokey tip there, and then you have this one for precision cuts. So in a way, kind of get the same Warncliffe sheep's foot functionality out of this tip there, right? You still do that. And lock bar style knife, you have the lock bar inserts here, the steel lock bar insert going on for reliability and functionality over time. So that is nice. I'll tell you a little bit about these three stress relief here on the lock bar. So the only reason why I don't like those as much as the ones on the Nymble V2 is because this one's just one big opening right there. I feel like these three may tear your jeans up a little bit more. That's just my impression. I feel like maybe they could have done something like this, but I can see where they wanted to kind of keep the same fluted titanium mill pattern going on. But I mean, it's not necessarily a con, just maybe personal preference, if anything. This feels like a very ambidextrous knife, right? If you are a lefty, of course, the lock bar is going to be on the opposite side. The pocket clip is deep carry, super deep carry. Only a little bit of the knife is going to be showing at any time. The only downside here is I don't believe geometrically you could swap the clip to the other side. Even though the screws are there, this geometrically will look like the opposite on this side. So And also there is milling, or it is, it sits a little bit lower, so it does need some sort of milling in order for it to fit flush, and you don't see that on this side. So that's perhaps an opportunity. Maybe they do sell a version for lefties, I am not sure. There is an internal stub pin on this guy. It's not drop shotty per se. All right, as far as access to the lock bar, I mean, you can get it done. I feel like it's not too bad. If they raised it any higher, then you would probably struggle with the reverse flick. And the way it is already, you have just enough room there to get your middle fingernail in there. So I wouldn't want it any taller. I feel like you can still get it done, right? It's just you have to kind of push your thumb down and then to the left, obviously, in order to be able to get it done. And aside from that, I feel like that's pretty much it, right? This is, again, a very unique design. Props to John Rusk for this awesome design. I mean, this screams EMP EDC all the way. There's not very much like it out there, and it's just very, very unique. Again, the very signature pocket clip from them. Good amount of tension. This pocket clip is done very well. Ergonomically, doesn't get in the way in any way, shape, or form. It's a very ergonomically friendly knife, and again, forward choke, boom, boom, boom. You can even cut like this, right? This is a live edge right there, so it will put in work as well. And I feel like that is about time for us to do a sharp test. We're not gonna proof much with this test, but I know you guys like seeing this. So this knife, again, is not sharp out of the box. It has been passed around by all of the different YouTubers and Lefty EDC's knife pass around. So I don't expect it to be ultra sharp, but it definitely cuts, right? Boom, check that out. There it is. Could probably use a little bit of a strap about now, right? You can tell probably has gotten plenty of use from the other guys, but it's still cutting. All right, let me see. Do I feel any sort of nick anywhere? Well, it feels pretty good. A little bit of a nick here, if anything. All right, technically speaking, you could cut like this. All right, check that out. So you could cut with this tip there if you wanted to. That tip will cut, right? All right, it's not gonna be the cleanest cut. Also, again, it's not as sharp as it would be out of the box. I feel like this guy is due for some strapping. All right, but you guys be the judge there. Let me know in the chat. How sharp is this guy, rated from 1 through 10? All right, what about some cardboard, right? Let's get some cardboard out here. Remember, when cutting cardboard, don't cut, perpendicular, but rather like an angle like this. And let's get some Lion King cuts here, shall we? All right, there you have it. Boom. Well, that thing is going to destroy the cardboard. All right, I didn't get enough of a good initial cut on that one. Boom, nice straight cut right there. Boom. Boom. Yep, there you have it. So it does need a little bit of touching up, but it will still cut. As you can see, it definitely destroyed that cardboard right there. So you guys let me know in the comments how it did. So there you have it. That is the EMP EDC Ronin, right? This knife is very, very interesting, very unique, very different than all of the other knives that I've typically checked out here in the channel. So I'm super grateful again. Shout out to EDC for the opportunity to check this knife out. You guys let me know in the comments if I missed anything else you want to know about this knife. If anything, I really wish I got more time to spend with this knife. It would be interesting to see what a version of this knife with a different blade, perhaps the Wharncliffe blade, will look like. I'll be 100% down for a front flipper with a Wharncliffe blade. I love the pattern titanium here. This is amazing. Yeah, chef's kiss right here, and just what the doctor ordered right there. So yeah, this is an awesome knife. When I first got this knife, in case I haven't mentioned this already, I was struggling a bit because I was kind of doing it here and I was new to front flippers. Right, something else that you have to make sure is that you leave enough room with your index finger. You wouldn't want to put your index finger way up here and then that gets in the way of this portion of the blade hitting you, right, pinching you right there. So you want to sort of set your index finger, your whole hand, that way down here, so you leave enough room for the front flipper action right there. But same thing, we're closing it, right? See, I'm leaving enough space here for this portion to not, have anything in the way. All right, so that's just something that took me literally about 10 minutes to get used to, and then once I got used to it, it's like maybe any knife that I have probably owned and flipped a bajillion times. That's about how quickly, you know, as short of a learning curve there is, if anything. I say me personally, because I had never handled front flippers before these two, and I'm just so glad that I have now. Because man, they bring a whole different experience to the table, I'll tell you that. Right, you can even do it with your index like this, right, which is very, very nice. Boom. I mean, again, this thing is a fidget guy's dream. How about that? It is definitely a dream for me. I think that I am just sad that obviously I'm going to have to send this one back to keep a rotation within the pass around group. But I'm going to be checking whenever they do a drop of this guy. I believe this one is currently closed right now, but again, you can check the links below. They do drops all of the time, so chances are it will be available in the future. That being said, guys, so that is the review. Let me know your thoughts down below. If I miss anything, please let me know down in the comments, anything that you want to know about this knife. I'll give you a close-up right here. If you haven't until this point liked the video, please give it a thumbs up. It helps out the channel reach a larger audience, and for more and more knife content like this to you know, for me to make more of this in the future. So I appreciate you guys' support. If you want to support the channel a step further, check out the Patreon link down below. You can support the channel for as little as $1 a month. That being said, guys, if you made it to the end, you are the real MVP. Chances are the review for this knife right here, the Divo knives and Urban EDC Barley, right, it's a nice lip joint right here, is ready. If that is the case, I'll put a link to that review video right there, so you can check that one out next. Thank you guys for staying till the end. Appreciate your support. I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.